Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and today I have my What I Wore in June video for you. In this video I kind of go through the products I used in the month of June and let you know my thoughts on them. So, I had two base routines in the month of June. The primer was the Laura Mercier blurring primer for both. That's in my current project pan. The first combination I used was the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Oil Free mixed with the It Cosmetics CC Cream. I really liked this combination together for just a light coverage but a little bit more with the CC Cream. And then I set this under my eyes. I used my Bobbi Brown Corrector Stick and my Dior Concealer, which is in my project pan, and set with the Maybelline Fit Me powder, which is a powder that I love, and again I was panning. Once that powder was finished, I rotated in my new foundation and powder that I'm panning, which is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Foundation and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Translucent Loose Powder. Not loving that powder anywhere near as much, but I'm going to use it to finish it up. So that's my base. Let's move on to, I don't know where I want to go, eyes. So I'm panning the Charlotte Tilbury Champagne Diamonds Color Chameleon and the Bedroom Black Rock and Coal Liner. My mascara for the month, which was the third month of this, is the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. I really enjoy this mascara, but it's reached its end. I very religiously throw out my mascaras every 3 months no matter what. So there's that. And I was using the Benefit Gimme Brow, no, not Gimme Brow, Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and the NYX Thick It Stick It Eyebrow Gel. The eyebrow gel I am decluttering. It's old and needs to go in the bin, and I'm panning the not Gimme Brow, Goof Proof. So let's get into the actual fun products. So eye primer, I was using my Bobbi Brown Shadow Stick in Vanilla. This is a nice easy one. Laura Mercier has one. Again, I think theirs is vanilla as well. Sigma has one that's a bit more pinky. It's just a great all over the lid, blended in with your finger, set with a matte cream color, and it just really helps hold your eyeshadows down. Speaking of eyeshadows, I did mostly reach into my Natasha Denona Glam palette. This was the one that I wore the most for sure. And I did get a great variety of looks out of this palette. I really love this formula, and this color story is really easy for every day for me. You can see I have some like reasonable dips in center eyelid and inner corner, which I use as my inner corner colors quite regularly. This center eyelid and this center eyelid are really common on my lid, as is this brow bone here. And crease and blend are my two crease colors of choice usually. One time I did use the Charlotte Tilbury Charlotte Darling palette. I just find this to be super warm, and it's the middle of winter, so it's just not a time for super warm looks, I find, which is why the Glam palette, which is much cooler, suits this season a little bit more, I think. But I do really like the Charlotte formula, so I have this and 4 quads, I think, so happy with that. And then my kind of little bit of fun palette, very little bit of fun, not a whole lot, Coloured Rain Queen of Hearts. I did a look with Noble Woman, which is always a fun one. But my go-to is kind of Princess and Air and either Your Majesty or Royal Highness, or even mixing those two together with Crown in the Crease is always just a really easy, fun go-to with that one. By the end of June though, it was the end of term and I was really tired. So I pulled out my very favourite one and done, the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in Oyster Pearl. I love this cream shadow so much. It is so easy to wear as a one and done. I did blend it out with Blend from the Glam palette or my bronzer usually, but you can see the decent dip in there. I love this stuff. It is the most beautiful taupey bronze shade that just... It's fantastic. It's got shine to it. It's got that little bit of sparkle. Nothing super sparkly, but enough that it like looks like a lot. So whereas I think the other shade I have is rose gold. Or do I have pillow talk? I have another shade in this formula, rose gold. And it just doesn't have like how little ink used in comparison. It just doesn't have the oomph of sparkle that Oyster Pearl does. And yes, it's the more pinkier, but it just doesn't have the oomph and the specialness that Oyster Pearl does. I love Oyster Pearl. But because of that, I didn't wear my colour Chameleon as much. So let's talk about bronzer, because I did say I blended out Oyster Pearl with it. Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in 01 Sunlight. I'm getting down to seeing the rings on this bronzer. This is a beautiful bronzer. There is no bronzer in my collection that I do not like. So there will never be a bronzer that I will go, oh, I don't like this bronzer, if I have it. It is a beautiful neutral tone, little bit of warmth, perfect for my pale winter skin. It's beautiful, and it blends beautifully. Two blushes, three blushes. Three blushes. We have NARS Dolce Vita. This is a classic. I have panned one of these little Dolce Vitas before. It is a fabulous colour for winter because it is that kind of berry mauve shade. It is just something I love in winter. My hand is wet, that's why it's sticking. But I do also enjoy a little bit of glow to the cheeks in winter. So we have Magic Hour from M Cosmetics. This just is probably one of my favourite blush formulas at the moment. It just has this beautiful sheen, glowy sheen to it that just sits fantastic on the cheeks. And then if I'm really lazy and I want my blush bronze in one, which I was doing by the end, good old Dallas from Benefit, which I'm sad they didn't bring back a similar colour with this. So this is quite a bronzy blush that I use as kind of a bronze blush. So I kind of had a good variety of tones going with blush there. Highlights, two highlight colours. We have Bobbi Brown Pink Glow and MAC Double Gleam. A warm and a cool. The Double Gleam really isn't warm, it's just true neutral. Pink Glow was my Dolce Vita days through and through, which was most of the time, and it is just the most beautiful, wet look, sparkly, gorgeous. Can you see that? It's beautiful. Sorry, my mirror's down, that's why I'm not looking at it. And then Double Gleam is basically the same thing, but in a nude champagne version. So, like, yeah, pinky version, nude champagne version. Both are stunning. Wet look, sparkly, but not sparkly. Highlighters. Alright, and then for lips, Marc Jacobs Primrose Lip Liner, which is in my project pan. I had 3 lipsticks and then 2 gloss-esque products. So first we have the Venus in Furs Matte Trance Lipstick from, who's this? Pat McGrath. This is a super dark colour. So I didn't wear it like this. It's a very bold look. I would wear this quite sheerly, so I'd blot it on my bottom lip and then blend it into my top lip. And then I'd top it so it looked more like this colour. That was a silly place to swatch. So it looked like this. And then I would top it with Huda Beauty Silk Balm Gloss in Blush. And it was just a really, you can't even see, that is the worst place to swatch something, Hannah. Just a really rosy, glossy lip. It was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. For something a little bit lighter, we have Dior Rouge Forever in Forever Nude Look. Which looks like this. It is just a light nude pink, a little bit warmer. And if I wanted to even warm that one up a little bit more, I went in with Tarte Juicy Lip Plump in White Peach. To gloss and warm that one up even more. And then, I only picked this one up in the last couple of weeks, but Hourglass at Dawn. It's like a slightly deeper version of the, what's this, Dior. So I just found it ended up working a little bit better. Same routine, but just that little bit deeper. But not as dark as Venus in Furs. So that is what I use, and for setting spray I used the Professional Super Setter, which is nearly finished. I hope to have this done this month. That is what I used in the month of June. Let me know, are you guys liking these videos? I like sharing my thoughts on what I used and the combos I thought really worked. I could be trying thoughts, taking photos of my looks and showing you what I actually wore. That can be a thing that happens. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Give this video a thumbs up if you'd liked it and click subscribe to stay tuned for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.